बच्चों, कैसे हैं आप सब। मैं आशा करती हूँ आप लोग एकदम मज़े में होंगे। आई नो आप लोग वेट कर रहे हैं नए टॉपिक का, तो आज का नया टॉपिक गेस कर सकते हैं आप क्या है। राइट माय डियर चिल्ड्रन, दिस इज़ द गवर्नमेंट। तो आज हम गवर्नमेंट में क्या हमारे टॉपिक्स होंगे, लर्निंग पोर्ट क्या है हमारे पास, आओ एक बार देखते हैं। वाई डू वी नीड अ गवर्नमेंट, टाइप्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, डेमोक्रेटिक गवर्नमेंट यानी यूनिवर्सल अडल्ट फ्रेंचाइज, लेवल्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, वीमेन सफ्रेज। तो इन सब के बारे में आज हम जानने वाले हैं। रेडी हैं आप सब? लेट्स स्टार्ट। Ordinarily, we make no distinction between the state, country and the government, and both the words are used interchangeable. But there is difference between the two. Government is an element of state through which the will of the state is formulated, expressed and executed. In fact, the state is an abstract idea. It is not visible. It can only be imagined and left. But government is concrete. It is the visible element of the state, and government has been defined by several scholars. Gilchrist defines government as the machinery through which the state's will is expressed. In simple words, government may be defined as the administrative organ of the state. The state is permanent while the government keep changing. स्टेट तो वही रहता है, जैसे अभी हमारी दिल्ली में है ना, हमारी कहीं भी कोई भी स्टेट में आप देखें अभी कौन सा गवर्नमेंट है ये डिपेंड करता है, बट स्टेट वही रहेगा, right? The state is permanent while the government keep changing. When we talk about the forms of government, the emphasis is on analyzing the institutional forms and their powers and functions. The functions of the government are carried out by its three organs: the legislature, which is the law making organ, the executive which implements these laws, and the judiciary which sees to it that these laws are not violated. तो एक कानून बनाता है, दूसरा उन कानून को इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए हर जगह इम्प्लीमेंट करने के लिए कोशिश करता है, और तीसरा कि इन कानूनों का, इन जो लॉज बनाए गए हैं इनको कोई भंग ना करे, इनमें कोई बाधा ना आए, उसके देखभाल करता है। The need for the government, about the need for the state government, Aristotle said state came into being for life and continues for the sake of good life. Thus, the need for the state is the basic need of life of man: protection of life, liberty and property, protection for enemies, maintenance of law and order, settlement of disputes. अगर गवर्नमेंट नहीं है तो ये सब कौन देखेगा? आपस में लड़ेंगे लोग, आपस में कोई लॉज को कानून का पालन नहीं करेगा, तो गवर्नमेंट बहुत ज़रूरी है बच्चों। After satisfying the basic needs, the state performs work of social welfare to make the life good. मैन इज़ अ सोशल एनिमल, ये तो आपने पहले भी पढ़ा है ना। He has to live in society for meeting his mental and physical needs. Living together, the people are bound to pick up disputes on so many points. Their thinking and interests are different, and everybody wants to do what suits him best without caring for the other convenience. तो सोचिए, आप क्यों देखोगे, अगर आपको कुछ पसंद नहीं है, आप कुछ करना नहीं चाहते हो, आप ये थोड़ी देखोगे अच्छा मेरे दोस्त को ये पसंद नहीं आएगा तो मैं क्यों करूं। नहीं, पहले आप अपनी कन्वीनियंस देखोगे, यही नेचर है ह्यूमन की। In such a state of affairs, anarchy prevails, the might becomes right. It is the government that brings order in society and makes laws for the people to follow for the protection of their life, liberty and property. In the absence of peace and order, no man can make efforts for the development of life. Thus, the government is needed for the following reasons: protection of life, liberty and property of the people, protection of members of society from external invasion, providing relief to the people in times of natural calamities, disasters, etc., maintenance of law and order, peace and security, settlement of disputes of the people according to law, to create the atmosphere in which every individual can realize fullest development of his life, social, political, economic and welfare. So, अभी लेवल्स भी जान लेते हैं गवर्नमेंट के। लेवल्स ऑफ गवर्नमेंट, द गवर्नमेंट वर्क एट 3 levels. One is national level, another is state, and then local level. The local level means a village, town or locality. The state level covers an entire state, for example Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, etc. While the national level relates to the entire country. Providing drinking water, electricity and drainage, parks, etc. are the functions of the government at local level. Constructions of road, providing education, irrigation facilities to farmers, etc. are the responsibilities of the state governments, and maintaining diplomatic relations with the neighboring and other countries, harnessing atomic energy, introducing currency notes and are the responsibilities of government at national level. ये सब काम national level पर देखे जाते हैं, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये काम बहुत important है. Thinking short, who gives the government of the power to make decisions and enforce laws. Now types of government. Governments are classified on the basis of objectives, policies, the way power is exercised and the nature of the constitution. Democratic and authoritarian governments. Democratic government is one in which people have active participation in the administration. It is run by the representatives of the people and for the welfare of the people. In a democracy, sovereignty rests with the people and those who actually run the administration and responsible and accountable to the people. In this setup, more and more people are giving opportunity to participate in this working. India has a democratic form of government. Authoritarian and dictatorial government. This is that form of government wherein absolute and unlimited powers are enjoyed by one man who holds office on the basis of force and rules over the people with the help of that force. In such a government, the ruler is considered above law and he does not care for the public opinion. He compels the people to obey laws on the basis of his authority and force, and this can be the government of one man or the government by one political party, such as in China and in Korea. ऐसी ही चलती है, वहाँ पे public opinion को importance नहीं दी जाती. The role of military has become important in many countries of the third world, and examples of military regimes are Libya, Sudan and Myanmar. Some countries such as Pakistan have been alternating between civilian and military rule. In some countries, monarchy or kingship is prevalent, and in this system, the king or queen has the power to make decisions and run the government. He or she enjoys absolute power. तो उन दोनों राजा हो या रानी, उनके हाथ में पावर होती है. In a democracy, the government has to explain its actions and defend its decisions to the people, and monarch, king or queen has the power to make decisions and run the government. वो किसी से पूछना नहीं पड़ता उन्हें. The monarch may have a small group of people to discuss matters with, but the final decision-making power remains with the monarch, and monarchy will widely prevailed in the Middle Ages. Parliamentary and presidential. Parliamentary and presidential forms of government are based on the extent to which the executive and legislature are dependent or independent of each other. Under the presidential system, the legislature and the executive are separate. There is a separation of powers. In the parliamentary form, the executive is a part of legislature and there is a fusion of executive and legislature. Also in the parliamentary system, the head of the state is separate from the head of the government. The head of government is elected on the basis of number of members or in the political parties in the legislature. If the party has a clear majority in the legislature, the leader of that party becomes the prime minister. Sometimes no party has a clear majority. In such cases, a number of parties may form a coalition to form the government. The executive in the parliamentary form is based on the support of the party in the legislature. The political party or a coalition of party that has the majority in the legislature controls the executive. The Prime Minister and the Cabinet in Great Britain are good examples of this form of government. In the presidential form, the executive and the legislature are separate. The real power is in the hands of an elected president who is not a member of the legislature. He or she is also not responsible to the parliament. Now, unitary and federal. These are when there is only one government of the whole country. जब यहाँ पे सिर्फ पूरी एक सरकार पूरे देश को चला रही है, it is known as unitary form of government. This form of government makes and also executes the laws for the whole of the country. Great Britain, China and Chile are examples of such a government. In a federal form of government, the distribution of power is between the central and the state governments, and most of the laws that the central government makes apply all over the country. Laws passed by the state government apply only in the state concerned. Examples of this form of government are India, the USA, Switzerland, Nigeria and Brazil. Let's do it, bachcho. Suppose you are appointed the principal of your school for a week. Mention a few changes you will make for the betterment of the school. तो चलिए एक वीक के प्रिंसिपल बन जाइए और बताइए क्या क्या चेंज करेंगे आप, पर जेन्युइन चेंजेस करिएगा. Okay, so now constitutions. A constitution is a set of laws which define how a state or a country is governed. These rules state the distribution of power and authority within the country. The constitution also states the limit to this power and authority. All the institutions of the government work within the provisions of the constitution. There are different types of constitutions, written on or unwritten, rigid or flexible. Written and unwritten constitutions. In a written constitution, the fundamental principles of the government are formally written. The Constitution of India was prepared between 9 December 1946 and 26 December 1949 by the members of the Constituent Assembly, and fundamental principles are contained and protected in the Constitution. This helps avoid conflict of any kind. The British Constitution is an unwritten constitution and contains no single document. It consists of constitution conventions and practices that have created precedents for the working of institutions, together with documents such as statutes and Act of Parliament. Now, right and flexible constitutions. The rigidity and flexibility of a constitution is reflected in the process of amendment. Written constitutions are mostly rigid. A constitution that cannot be changed or amended easily is called rigid constitution, जिसमें बदलाव ना हो सके. Right? To make amendments in this constitution, the specific procedures have to followed. The central as well as the state majority is required to make changes or major amendments in the Constitution of India. The American and Indian constitutions are examples of rigid constitution, though Indian constitution is not as rigid as the American is. More than 100 amendments have been made in India constitution over the past 7 years. A constitution that can be changed or amended easily without breaking its framework is called a flexible constitution. It can be amended by normal law-making procedure in the parliament. The British Constitution is an example of flexible constitution. Now let's talk about democratic governments, universal adult franchise. A democracy is ruled by people. There are two types of democracy. हमारा देश democratic है. बताइए कैसी country है हमारा देश? Direct democracy and indirect democracy. A direct democracy is one in which all the people of a country take part in running the government. Presently, it exists in some cantons of Switzerland, and this type of democracy existed in ancient times in countries having a small population. Another type of democracy is the indirect democracy, and better than as representative democracy. In such democracies, people do not participate directly. Instead, they choose their representatives through an election process. आप देखते हो हमारे देश में भी election होते हैं. These elected representatives meet and make decisions on behalf of the people for the entire population. तो यहाँ लोगों के द्वारा ही चुनाव होता है. A government cannot be called democratic unless it allows universal adult franchise, and this means that all adults in the country, that is person of the age of 18 or above, जिसको वोट देने का अधिकार है, are allowed to vote, and there should not be any distinction of caste, religion, class or sex in granting the right to vote. यहाँ पे कोई भी मतभेद नहीं है इस चीज़ में, हर व्यक्ति जो 18 साल से ऊपर है वोट दे सकता है. There should be no qualification or property or education also. Only lunatics, minor, bankrupts, criminals and aliens are deprived of the right to vote. इन लोगों को सिर्फ रोका जाता है वोट देने से. Universal adult franchise did not come about easily in India or in any other country of the world, and this achievement is the result of a long and hard struggle of Indian people. Elsewhere also people had to struggle a lot to have democracy and the right to franchise any vote. Even in a country like England, which is called the mother of democracy, people had to struggle hard for centuries to get universal adult franchise, and particularly the women. In the beginning, only rich people were given the right to vote, and gradually franchise were extended to common people, but women were not given this right. It is not easy to believe that there was a time when government did not allow women, the poor, the propertyless and uneducated to vote. The country used to governed by the rules and regulations made by few men running the government. In India too, prior to independence, only a small minority was allowed to vote. Gandhiji and other leaders demanded that all adults should have to right to vote. तो हमारे देश में भी ऐसा ही था. पहले ऐसा नहीं होता था सब लोग वोट दे सके. गांधी जी ने ये शुरू करवाया, उन्होंने इनिशिएटिव लिया. Women suffrage that now where in the world have governments willingly shared power with the people. All over Europe and USA, women and the poor have had to fight for participation in government. Women struggle to vote got strengthened during the First World War. And this movement is called the women's suffrage movement, as the term suffrage usually means right to vote. And during this war, many men were away fighting, and because of this, women were called upon to do work that was earlier considered man's preserve. And many women began organizing and managing different kinds of work. When people, when people saw this, they began to wonder why they had created so many unfair stereotypes without, about women, and so that, and what they are actually capable of doing. अब तब उन्हें पता चला कि ऐसे हम क्यों सोचते थे लेडीज़ के बारे में, फीमेल्स के बारे में, कि वो ऐसा नहीं कर सकती हैं, ऐसा नहीं कर सकती हैं. तो सोचिए ना, आज वो उन्होंने आसमान भी छू लिया है ना. तो हर काबिलियत है हमारी वीमेन में. सो वीमेन बिगिन टू बी सीन एज बीइंग इक्वली कैपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग डिसीजन. द एक्टिविस्ट्स डिमांडिंग वोटिंग राइट्स फॉर वीमेन कॉल्ड सफ्रेगेट्स इन इंग्लैंड एंड अमेरिका डिमांडेड द राइट टू वोट फॉर ऑल वीमेन, एंड टू गेट देयर डिमांड्स heard, they chained themselves to railings in public places. Many suffragettes were imprisoned and went to hunger strikes, and they had to be fed by फोर्स. उनको ज़बरदस्ती खिलाया गया क्योंकि वो स्ट्राइक पे चले गए थे, भूख हड़ताल कर दी थी उन्होंने. डिड यू नो अमेरिकन वुमेन गोट द राइट टू वोट इन 1920 while women in UK got the right to vote on the same terms as men a few years later in 1928. In Switzerland, women were kept deprived of the right to vote until 1970. Long time. ओके बच्चों, चलिए एक्सरसाइजेस करते हैं. आपको पता है टिक द करेक्ट आंसर में आपको क्या करना है. चलिए ऑप्शन चूज कीजिए करेक्ट, फिल इन द ब्लैंक्स. तो इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड ढूंढ लाइए जिससे ये सेंटेंस कंप्लीट हो सके. राइट ट्रू और फॉल्स, तो गलत स्टेटमेंट्स को निकाल दीजिए बाहर. लिखिए फॉल्स. आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस ब्रीफली एंड आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चंस इन डिटेल. तो डिटेल के लिए आपको एक्सप्लेनेशन देना है और ब्रीफली के लिए 3-4 लाइन्स में डिस्क्राइब करना है. वेरी गुड. स्किल्स इनरिचमेंट जोन, फन एक्टिविटी. डिवाइड द क्लास इनटू 3 to 4 ग्रुप्स एंड होल्ड अ ग्रुप डिस्कशन ऑन द टॉपिक नेशनल पार्टीज एंड स्टेट पार्टीज. एक्टिविटी है आपके लिए, कलेक्ट द फोटोग्राफ्स ऑफ पार्लियामेंट हाउसेस ऑफ डिफरेंट कंट्रीज एंड पेस्ट देम इन योर स्क्रैप बुक. चलिए करते हुए इसे हैव फन, एंजॉय.